Mr. Falana, when were you called up for the national service?
I left the law school July 1982. I reported July 24 for the NYSC, and I finished my youth service the following year in Ibadan.
Where were you initially posted for your primary assignment?
Where I was initially posted?
Yes.
They posted me to Borno initially.
No, for your primary assignment, not for the National Youth Service, for your primary assignment.
In Ibadan?
Yes.
It was with the Oyo State Public Complaints Commission.
And where did you end up?
I ended up with the Oyo State Public Complaints Commission. The only problem they had, if I may tell you, they pleaded with me towards the tail end of my service that I had taken up a case involving some students of the University of Ibadan, 7 of them. The case I refer to.
Mr. Falana,
this had embarrassed the government. They wanted me to look for a private law chambers in Ibadan where I could complete my job in order to save their own job. We then agreed with the concurrence of the NYC that I should be deployed to one Oladapo.
Who pleaded with you?
The chairman of the Oyo State Public Complaints Commission, and I asked them to contact the NYC, and they did.
Okay. It was on your request that you were reposted.
They said I had embarrassed them by suing the federal government of Nigeria, and I had gotten a judgment against the government. And I told them I didn't take any fees.
Mr. Falana, from...
and if I may inform you, the order of the judge who handled the case was withdrawn, and the whole of the Oyo State judges had to ask the state to take all their orders. That a threat to one of us was a threat to all of us.
Mr. Falana.
Yes, ma'am.
Going by your petition, Exhibit 1, you said the case you handled was... what's the name of it? Was Andrew Ogo and 5 others against Kola Wole.
It's reported.
Was that against the federal government?
It's against the Commissioner of Police, and it was it's still a federal agency.
It's not.
And the University of Ibadan, where the matter arose, is a federal institution.
The case you cited,
yes,
said it's against one Kola Wole.
And there are other parties to the case.
It's not reflected anyway.
Well, if you check the law report, it's there. That was my first case.
You were reposted for your primary assignment to
yes,
the chambers of Chief Ojo.
Yes. Oladapo.
And
I successfully completed the service.
When you asked for a redeployment or a reposting?
I didn't ask. The Oyo State Public Complaints Commission pleaded with me that they wanted me to be redeployed because the case I handled had embarrassed the federal government. A judge was almost going to lose his job. And I said, okay, you go and tell them, I have no problem with handling a case. I didn't take money for it. NYC is for service to the community. I render service to the community.
When you were reposted to the chambers of Chief Ojo, yes, was it under any condition?
No, everything was documented. Like no condition.
For example, were you asked not to help or defend some indigent litigants?
NYC did not want that, but I told them that as a lawyer, I have to do pro bono cases. If I have offended the law, take me to court.
NYC did not want you to
do any pro bono cases. And we argued it, and they said, you are right, once you don't take money.
The same NYC posted you to the chambers.
Of course. This was just oral discussion. They didn't put anything. I asked them put it in writing. So I wanted to challenge it in court. They didn't put it in writing.
It wasn't.
And we forgot it.
Of course, it wasn't in writing. The same NYC that posted you to a law chambers, you claim is withholding your certificate.
They haven't given me up to now.
Have you asked for it?
Of course. I went to Chief Olusegun, who was then the inspector in Oyo State, more than 50 times. And anytime I had a case in Ibadan, I would pass through your office on Iwo Road. How far? And I was told, just take your time, we'll get clearance from Abuja. Unfortunately, by the time the military came, it was a no-go area.
When was that?
The time I asked?
Yes.
Between 1983 and 1985. By 85, they then told me that was when you had the Buhari Biagbon Junta. Mr. Falana, stop coming here. If you are seen here, that could even lead us into trouble.
Did you at any time write officially to NYC to release
I didn't write. It was clear then. Please, Mr. Falan, just keep it. When the atmosphere is ripe, we'll release it. And I didn't need it. I left them to have it.
Mr. Falan, apparently you didn't ask because you thought you never needed it.
The case of Bamidele Aturu, I took you to court. You lost. Up to now, you haven't released the discharge certificate. The boy was the best youth corps copper in Niger State in that year, 1987. You seized his certificate.
Mr. Falan.
Because he refused something that you wanted him to do for the Babangida junta. So we are faulty.
Mr. Falana. Mr. Falana.
Yes, my lord.
Were you at the passing out parade?
Of course.
Why did NYC refuse to release the certificate?
And the governor of your state there,
Mr. Falana.
the governor of your state, Shibola, even commended me that day because we knew ourselves on the pro-democracy movement. So I was there.
Why were you not giving your discharge certificate at the parade ground?
To explain, they didn't give me.
Were you written officially?
No, they didn't write.
Did you have any disciplinary case?
None. Never.
None.
Never.
My Lord, I don't have more questions for him. But I have a witness I want to put in the witness box, my Lord. Thank you.
Thank you, yes. Mark, yes.
Exhibit 1 you just read, that you were detained under Decree 2.
Yes.
Can you, as a lawyer and a petitioner in this case, explain to this commission the legal status of Decree 2 as at the time you were arrested before it was abrogated?
Well, as a witness, I'm not supposed to give legal opinion. But if I may help you, at the time I was arrested, the State Security Detention of Persons Decree 2 of 1984, as variously amended, 1987, 90, 93, was to enable the state to decide, that is the Chief of General Staff or the Military Vice President, to decide to detain any person who was considered a security risk. But in each of the situations, you are required by the law to comply stricto sensu with the law. And once we can show that you didn't comply, on each occasion, the court intervened, and I handled more than 25 successful cases of people detained under Decree 2 in whose favor court made order. And the last one, 1996, I was said to be detained in Lagos. By the time we got to court, I was in Adejia prison on your detention order. And I wrote out, smuggled out the letter to my lawyer, to say that I was being held in Mawadashi prison. And once the court came to the conclusion that you were detaining me outside the area authorized by law, I was ordered to be released. That's the law.
Mr. Falana, what, put differently, was Decree 2 a valid law of the land?
It was a valid law of the land under the military regime. So they complied with.
Thank you.
But they never complied with it.
Thank you.
Counsel, this is a very lovely question, but it will take about 1 week to answer it.
I was coming.
1 week to answer that question, what is a valid law or not?
I was coming to that.
In jurisprudence, the whole exercise is to find what is law. I'm sure you went through the drill when you were a student.
We are not going into that, my lord.
But that's
We'll
what,
that.
what is law.
No, I was just going to...
Hold it until we agreed on what is law. Then we can go to what is a valid law.
What?
I was just going to add, sir, that those who made those laws lack legitimacy to rule over me. And in one of my cases, I challenged the Babangida junta for accusing me of being disrespectful to constituted authority by asking, who constituted Babangida over me?
Can we make progress?
Yes.
Now that you are very...
we are making progress.
No, don't worry, I'm helping you.
Mr. Falano.
SSS, I'm helping you. So you listen. Now that you are there, you'll be very helpful to us, else we are not on this discussion on law or no law. We just remind you of Lord Pierce, the cases from Zimbabwe, Rhodesia. Now, the British government refused to acknowledge accord recognition to Rhodesia. The Rhodesian government went on, and some cases went from Rhodesia to the Privy Council. Privy Council held that it was not a legitimate government, and it was an act or law of an illegitimate regime. Then Lord Pierce wrote a dissenting opinion where he advised that the gulf between legitimacy and actuality or practicality is wide, can only be briefed by common sense as a couple. So can we go on and stop all this long debate of what is law, what is no law?
My lord,
It will take one week, we haven't finished.
We will go on.
My lord, this is not law. I was just
we
going
will
to,
go on. Just answer. Okay.
I was just going to say, sir, that the laws of Agostino Pinochet for 17 years were laws. Pinochet became a fugitive and had to be brought trial under the law. Milosevic
has it been brought?
Is now on trial. Yes, sir. He appeared 3 days ago, sir.
When? Yesterday?
War crime in The Hague 3 days ago.
Oh, 2 days ago.
He refused to plead not guilty. They enter a plea of not guilty for him. No matter how high you are, the law is higher than you.
Mr. Falano, can you tell this court, can you tell this commission, how many times you have been detained under the present democratic government headed by Mr. President Olusegun Obasanjo, by any of these agencies?
I have never ever been detained under the present political dispensation.
Thank you.
And I can say that I'm very happy about it.
I'm okay by that question.
And I want to say that it is in the interest of all of us that this atmosphere prevails. When the human rights community met the president last year, October, he did assure me, Mr. Falana, he will not be detained under my regime. And I retorted by saying, I assure you under your regime, I will not do anything that will lead to my detention.
Thank you. Will I be correct to say then that your arrest and detention under the military regime was a function of the system?
No. In many cases, the court pronounced my detention illegal under the Decree 2 and awarded damages, which you have not paid. It was an abuse of the process most of the time. Power, what fella will call abuse of power. Power show.
You told this commission that since the present administration, you've not been arrested by any of these agencies.
Others have been detained and arrested every day as I'm talking to you.
I am making reference to Mr. Falana, the petitioner.
I'm a privileged person under this system.
Thank you.
But people have been detained in Lagos for wandering, which has been repealed since 1986.
Mr. Falana, I put it. Mr. Falana,
yes, my lord.
I put it to you that your arrest, detention under the military was a function of the system.
No, it was not a function, because we also know under the Abubakar regime, which was a military regime, under the Murtala Muhammad regime, which was a military regime, no human rights activist was detained. It's not a function of military regime. It's an abuse of power.
You stated,
in fact, when somebody, doctor, just a minute, let me assist. When Dr. Ohombamu accused Murtala, please,
one question.
This is very important.
Yes.
Even for the present regime.
Yes.
When Dr. Ohombamu, a lecturer at the University of Lagos, accused Murtala of corruption, when he said, physician heal thyself, Murtala got him charged to court. And Murtala promised that he was going to give evidence. But unfortunately, he died. And as soon as he died, a decree came out under the military regime of General Obasanjo, Decree 11 of 1976, which is the precursor of Decree 4 of 1984.
One question for you. When you were reading Exhibit 1, you stated that you saw your name on the SSS list at the airport.
It's still there.
Can you describe that process to this commission?
No, that is
how you saw it
at the airport. And when you are traveling, after going through all the formalities, you get to the SSS immigration. They will get your passport, and they will match your passport with what the computer brings out. I am telling you, my name is number 9. List of then wanted persons. And I was there. Nobody declared me wanted. I am saying the president's name is still there. Chief Olusegun's name is there. It was compiled by since Babangida's time up to Abacha regime. They haven't removed the names. And if you must know, I have filed a case in the Lagos Federal High Court challenging that discrimination, and they have not been able to file a reply to it. Your people have not come to court.
Mr. Falana,
yes.
Are you aware that the computer at the airport,
yes,
is not visible to passengers?
You know, when I've confessed there,
yes,
that I enjoy goodwill from your people.
Thank you.
They've shown me.
No further question for the witness. No further question.
I just want to know, I've forgotten the date. There was, is it a workshop, a seminar? Crisis in the rule of law.
Yes, sir. You addressed us, sir. You addressed us, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I delivered it. Were you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
1980,
the point I'm making here is that our government does listen. After that, there was a change in the operation of Decree 2.
Sir. You're very right, sir.
At first, anybody can have this in his pocket, go to a bar. If you quarrel with somebody, just sign and arrest him.
That's Decree 2.
And my junior, when I was a lawyer, came back from work, didn't see his wife. He wanted to ask questions. Say, if you ask, we detain you too. For 1.5 years, he didn't know what happened to the wife. That was Decree 2. So we attacked it. The lawyers attacked it. I delivered a lecture that day, yes, and the CJN delivered a lecture, yes, and there were 2 or 3 of us. Luckily for us, after that, it was changed. And only about 3 people can now sign.
Yes.
So the government does listen. That's why I ask you to write this thing properly for us. And we see if we can sell it across the powers that be. Decree 2, has it been...
It's been repealed, sir. But before it's repealed, sir, it was pronounced dead in the case of Shima Ubani versus the IGP, that it violates provisions of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights Act.
All right. Any other questions? Please don't forget the assignment, please.
I know I've written them down, sir.
I hope you noted it. Assignment on what you gather from all this.
Yes, sir.
And what Nigeria will gain if the structures are reformed. And then the prison services, recommendations for improvement.
I have an appeal, sir, which is not going to be covered in what you asked me to write.
Don't worry about that. Let's have our own recommendation to them.
No, sir, to the government, sir.
I see.
That those who are in power, sir, all those who are in power, should, for heaven's sake, sir, address the problems of hunger, unemployment, insecurity of lives and property. Otherwise, sir, if this government, if the civilian regime is overthrown, people will not be able to go to the streets. But if people are taken along, sir, Nigerians will fight for democracy. I'm happy when Major Mustafa was complaining. There was blood brought in a Black Maria. I laughed when I read the news, and I was happy that you can now do that, sir. I was detained in 1 year for 10 months by the Abacha regime, sir. I was not allowed to see anybody, neither was I charged. And in most of the times, even Abiola was brought from Kano to Abuja in Black Maria. On 4 occasions, he fell down. But now, we are all enjoying the dividends of democracy.
All right, let's have the write-up. Maybe you submit them when we call.
Thank you, sir.
You want to cross-examine? You want to cross-examine him?
1 or 2
All
questions
right.
for him alone.
Yes, Milan.
You are a well-known guest of the various security agencies.
Thank you very
former
much.
guest of the various security agencies.
Thank you very much.
It is in evidence before this honorable commission that, well, you did not complain of any physical torture of your
Psychological a lot.
Yeah, okay.
But kept, never allowed to read books, no contact with your family. I was never taken to the hospital anytime I was sick. So a lot of psychological torture. And more terrible for me was when I heard anytime that a court had declared my detention illegal and I was not released. A day in prison, when you have been released by law, to spend an extra day in prison is like 50 years.
Yes, Mr. Falana. It is also in evidence that you were, on the contrary, well treated by the security agents.
In fact, I used to have boys who would administer, unto me. I was a VIP.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, leaving aside the issue of mental torture and the legality or otherwise of your detention, are we adding them on the fact that security agencies, in fact, have a legitimate duty to arrest anyone on reasonable suspicion of, an offense being about to be committed, or in fact having been committed? Are we adding them on that?
So that is the law. The security agencies have the right to arrest anybody if there is reasonable suspicion. But in all the cases I've cited, on no occasion.
I'm talking about your case, Mr. Falana.
On no occasion was there a reasonable suspicion. And that was why they never successfully prosecuted me in any court.
Are you a security agent? I thought you were a lawyer.
No, I was a lawyer, a security risk considered by them.
Well, are you saying that on all those occasions you were arrested, there was in fact no particular occasion where the agents were right in arresting you?
None. In fact, there was one occasion, in fairness to the legal department in Alagbon, they arrested me for sedition. And I said, gentlemen, are you aware that this law has been pronounced dead? In fairness to them, they said they were not aware. I had to send somebody to my chambers to bring the law report. And when the officers read it, they made a recommendation that it's a case of let my people go.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Falana. Now, one last question, just to get the record straight. Please look at the second page of Exhibit 1. I just want to reconcile this statement with, because you had already said that you were well treated during your various detentions.
No, you can't be well treated in prison. I say I enjoyed goodwill from security agents.
All right, thank you very much, Mr.
Outside the law, because they would be dealt with if the officers knew.
Now, page 2 of Exhibit 1, the paragraph under 1990. I was arrested about 6 a.m. on April 10, 1990 in my residence in Lagos by 3 operatives of the State Security Service. I was driven to Lagos Ekpe Road where they suddenly stopped and threw me out of the car. I just want to know if we are to take this threw me out literally, or you mean that they stopped and dropped you?
In fairness to them, they stopped and led me to the bush and they disappeared.
Okay.
Very desolate road. Because I understand they were talking through this thing. The operation had been botched. Because back when I had been arrested 4 a.m., I didn't allow them to arrest me until 6 a.m. It was now daybreak. They didn't know what to do with us. They just threw us to the bush. Said, find your way.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
My Lord, no further questions for him.
You mentioned attorneys general and being part of our problem.
Yes, sir.
Well, I was a member of the HRVIC panel, and we noted that in our report.
I appear before you in Lagos,
which has not been published. But have you read our Temple of Justice?
Yes, sir.
You have read it?
Of course.
Well, a point was taken there too, that Attorney General is first and foremost a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
And owes perpetual duty to the rule of law. He's temporarily an Attorney General. And his duty towards the bar is greater than his duty as Attorney General, because he returned to the bar. So if you can walk that up, if you have the book, I think it's chapter 2 or something, the Attorney General, the Ministry of Justice, vis-a-vis law and order in Nigeria. They have to do their duty, but they're still lawyers. There I gave an example of an Attorney General who was, they held a meeting, they want to arrest a judge in court with his red full button wig. He said, no, don't do that. It will earn us very bad image. They listened, they didn't do it. If the Attorney General didn't say that, they could have arrested a judge. So try and see if you all can invest, research on what we can put in place to let the Attorney Generals, sometimes, and the judges, know the responsibility not to A or B, but to Nigeria and to law. We'll be very, very, very grateful for the research. We are doing our own research, do your own research, then we'll compare notes when you come. Is that the end of your case?
Yes, my Lord, I was just...
Somebody wants to call a witness. You still really want to call a witness? To prove what? You didn't qualify? You didn't go through the YNS? Is there a statute of limitation in the NYS? No. So...
My Lord, I want to put the witness in the witness box. Not to prove that Mr. Falana did not serve with the National Youth Service Corps, but to prove to him that he never asked for his certificate. As a matter of fact, my Lord, we have a certificate bearing the name Mr. Femi Falana. But just like any civilized society, NYSC has its procedure for the collection of the certificate. I just want, the witness is just to tell Mr. Falana what he ought to do to collect the certificate, and not coming to the commission to order us to release your certificate to you.
With that,
so with due respect, my Lord.
advance the cause of Nigeria and justice?
He's coming to this place.
All right. It's not adversary proceeding. We're not going to give damages for or against. But if you still want, put
Yes, my lord, I want the witness.
All right. Let him put it. Thank you. Swear him.
Counsel for NYC. I hope at the end of it you will end up by giving him the certificate here.
Yes, my lord, he will come over.
Good.
Not here, my lord. There are procedures he has to fulfill before we give that to him.
What is he doing? Yes?
I, Gregory Cass Enegwe, do solemnly swear by the evidence I shall give before this honorable commission shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you very much. You can sit down here if you like. Yes, it will be better. Then you speak into the microphone. Okay.
Honorable Commission, your name, your address, your position.
My name.
Go ahead.
I am Gregory Cass Enegwe, Director, Corps Mobilization of the National Youth Service Corps in Nigeria. My address is NYSC Directorate Headquarters, Garki, Area 3, Abuja.
What does your job entail?
My job or my schedule entails calling up for the national service of all eligible Nigerians. I call them up and I distribute them to all the states in the Federation. And of course, while they are there, I prepare their certificates well in advance of their discharge, and we give the certificates to those of them who are entitled to collection of that certificate. Of course, when they come to attend the passing out ceremony, and they come forward to sign and collect the certificates.
Please tell the Honorable Commission what you know about the petition of the petitioner.
I know from records in the NYSC dating from 21st August 1982 and terminating on August 20th, 1983, that there was a corps member called Femi Falana. He was posted to Oyo State and he duly registered at the orientation camp. That he served for 12 months less 3 weeks of terminal leave, which is the statutory prescription for the service. He was first posted to Public Complaints Commission, Ibadan, and later reposted to illegal chambers, Ojo and Co. He was, all the people in his set, with less 7 of them, were discharged at the end of July 1983.
Is it against the NYSC rules and regulations for a corps lawyer to defend, to go to court in defense of litigants?
No, that is the schedule of a lawyer. It will be of interest to the Honorable Commission that the NYSC has been operating free legal services. Mr. Femi Falana should be very much acquainted with this, that we always take pride in our core members defending those who are unable to pay for legal services. And if Mr. Femi Falana defended some group of students, nobody in the NYSC will victimize him for that or punish him by not giving him his certificate. Instead, we will commend him. We will not condemn him for defending anybody. He knows what the NYSC legal aid services represent.
Why? Why, if you know, do you think that the petitioner certificate is still with NYSC 18 years after his national service?
Yes, it is there because he did not come for it. Mr. Femi Falana should recollect there were 3,980 of them in Oyo State Secretariat that time he served. 7 of them had disciplinary cases. The name Femi Falana was not there. The rest, 3,973, came forward, showed their ID cards after collecting their statutory payment or terminal payment. They signed for their certificates. Nobody prevented them from taking. If Mr. Femi Falana did not avail himself of the collection of that certificate at the end of July 1983, we would go looking for him, chasing him all over the country to give him his certificate. So his certificate is still with us because he has not come for it.
Are there procedures for the collection of this certificate, or is it possible to give it out to him here and now?
Perhaps I must say this with all due respect. Mr. Femi Falana is a lawyer, an outspoken lawyer at that. In that case, I know he's very well acquainted with procedures for getting whatever people want. I want to assure him that we have a certificate. And like I said, we have not given it to him these 18 years because he did not come to ask for it. But if all we are saying is Femi Falana should come to the NYSC to establish proof of ownership of the certificate we have with us. And like I have said, the NYSC is not keeping Mr. Falana's certificate for any reason or for the reasons he adduced here. Because like I said, we are always happy and we advertise it when any core member wins a case in defense of someone who cannot afford to pay the legal bills. And in any case, if he won the case, we should be very happy with him. Like I said, there are procedures. I was happy when he was answering a question here. He made allusion to something that, of course, he was paraphrasing he was paraphrasing to the Roosevelt, that everybody is above the law. Yes, nobody is above the law and nobody is below it. Mr. Femi Falana should know that of the 3,980 of them that served in the NYSC, all of them came forward, showed their ID cards that was given to them, they signed for the certificate, and we gave them. We had no reason to hold the certificate. But like I said, he has not still come for it. If he comes for it today, following the normal process, we will give it to him. But let me say this with all due respect. It seems to me that Mr. Femi Falana regards in publicity. This idea of not being given a certificate, to me, is a way of getting that publicity which he considers cheap. Now, if Mr. Falana wants to get his certificate, let him come to us. For instance, he claimed just now that between 1983, 84, and 85, he was at the NYSC Secretariat in Oyo State, where Mrs. Esson, who was the chief inspector, told him that the certificate was at Abuja. For Christ's sake, the certificate of Mr. Femi Falana did not come to Abuja until 1998. And Mrs. Esson, that he quoted profusely as saying that his certificate was in Abuja, was even in Lagos at the time he was claiming to have seen Mrs. Esson. And in any case, at the time of between 83 and 85, NYSC headquarters was it in Abuja. So nobody could have told him that the certificate was in Abuja. It was in Lagos. And of course, that certificate of Mr. Femi Falana only came to the NYSC Directorate headquarters in 1998 because they had waited for him for so many years, he did not come forward to collect it. So it is not, I don't think.
Can we make progress? He's repeated it 3 times. Can we make progress?
That's all I
procedure 3 times.
That's all I have for the witness, my
and
lord.
prove his identity before they give him the certificate. Any questions? Any cross-examination?
Yeah, witness, you said Mr. Falana completed his youth service together with the others. When, at what point did you give others their discharge certificate?
It was at the passing out ceremony, which he claimed earlier he attended, but he did not.
Thank you, that's all. He attended the passing out parade.
He claimed he attended it.
Why was he not given when others were given?
I am convinced he wasn't there, because if he was there and if he called for it, he would be given like all the others.
Evidence is not if. Can you say he was there or he was not there? You don't know.
I wouldn't know.
Exactly.
I don't know if he was there.
He said he was there.
No, he said he was there. And I'm saying if he was there,
when they were passing
call
out
for the certificate.
And he said the governor, one Bola Ige, greeted him on the parade line.
Yeah,
now, witness, that's all right. Now, witness.
We recall that he even said that Bola Ige greeted him as a pro-democracy movement member. But that is not the same thing as greeting him or congratulating him for the discharge on the NYSC.
Yes, that's all right. Yes, you said he should follow the proper procedure to obtain. What is that procedure? Can you tell this?
The procedure, if he availed himself that day at the parade ground to say he wanted his certificate, because all the others queued up and signed for their certificates.
I am talking of now. You say you are not aware. Yes, I'm talking of now. You do not know why he was not given then. But I'm talking of now. Now you have told this panel that he needs to do certain things. What are those conditions?
Let him come to the NYSC and tell us that he needs the certificate of this national service. Since we are not holding any case against him at our end, we will give it to him. But the truth is, he has to establish claim of proof of ownership. And by this, just a minute. By this, I'm saying that Mr. Femi Falana, we gave him an identity card. We gave.
That's all right, panel. That's all right.
This case is here. If the commission.
That's all right. That's all right. Witness, so that we do not further waste time. So that we do not further waste the time of this panel. If the commission orders that this certificate be released here and now, are you ready to release the certificate? Since you say it is here,
maybe,
and we are ready to take it now, are you ready to release it?
Let me just explain something. With all due respect, even from his file as a core member, it is so glaringly obvious and in fact documented. Mr. Femi Falana has a penchant for getting what he wants through means that are unorthodox. Just a minute. When he was a youth core member...
Witness, is that a fact or your personal motive?
It is a fact. I have his file here.
Witness, was it discipline?
I have a file here. Now, when Mr. Falana wanted to be transferred to the... when he wanted to be removed or reposted from Public Complaints Commission, it was his duty to write to the NYSC through the Public Complaints Commissioner. But all he did was to go to their office, twist their arms, and insist that they have to write for him. The letter is there because they wrote to say at his instance.
I put it to you now that you have refused. You refused. You perhaps refused. You perhaps refused to give him this discharge certificate because of this, your personal view.
That is not true because we have refused to give him the certificate because he has not come to collect his certificate.
Now I ask again. Now he's ready to receive the certificate. Yes. Are you ready to release it now to the commission?
He should follow the normal processes of getting the certificate.
That's all, my lord. That's all, my lord.
I'm saying this because the 3,000...
Director.
Sir.
I mean, you have said earlier that, you have nothing against him.
Nothing.
Now, quite honestly, is it reasonable to expect him, Femi Falana, to follow the normal procedure, which includes producing the identity card he was given 18 years ago? Is it reasonable?
With all due respect,
yes.
I'm saying that because the other 3,973 who were discharged that day did not need to come to the commission to take their certificates. But if the commission decides or directs, as he is saying, the NYSC has no objection to giving him his certificate.
We ought to do that.
But we are only saying...
With due respect, my lord, with due respect, my lord, with due respect, my lord, because of the high, the high esteem we have for this commission, if the commission so directs, we are ready to release the certificate to him here, because Femi Falana is a household name. Everybody knows him. And based on that, I think it can be released to him.
Now, you say he has to establish something. Do you know who Femi Falana is? Do you know him?
I have heard about him, but I don't know him.
Do you know him?
I know he's the president of the Committee on Defense of Human Rights.
Look at me. Do you know him personally? Do you know the person called Femi Falana? Do you know him?
I've only seen him here today. I have not known him.
You don't know him before?
No.
I see. So somebody has to give evidence that he is Femi Falana. If he comes to you, don't know him, how does he establish his identity?
Yeah, the truth is that before we discharge any core member, we give identity cards to core members. He's still keeping his own. He will give it to us and we look at it, establish the fact that he is the one, and we give him his certificate.
My Lord. My Lord, may I humbly apply? My Lord.
Now, where is the council? Is this something that requires order from this commission? Is it something that requires an order from this commission to give him his card?
My Lord, it's not, but Femi Falana came here to ask for his certificate. It's not proper, it's unorthodox for him to come to the commission to ask for his certificate, but Femi Falana dragged us to the commission.
You have an office here.
Our headquarters is here, my Lord.
Do we order that before they close the session, you produce? You don't give you produce to the commission. What we do with it is a different matter. You produce that to the commission.
We do respect
before the end of the day.
We do respect.
Can you do that today?
Yes, my Lord.
All right. Produce it to the commission.
Very
then
well.
We will decide what to do with it when we have it.
Very well, my Lord.
Have you got it there? Have you got the...
My Lord, the certificate
have you got it?
It's here, my
All right,
Lord.
tender it at the next bit. If you have it, tender it as an exhibit through him.
Now, Director. Yes. That Mr. Femi Falana. That is good reconciliation between NYC and Mr. Femi Falana. Yes, you give him and shake him.
Yes. Hold it first. The certificate is not tendered and admitted and marked Exhibit 5. So I can make an order for the disposal of Exhibit 5. Tender it first.
Okay.
Well, don't write anything on it. Now, it's hereby ordered that Exhibit 5 be delivered to the owner, Femi Falana.
So get a piece of paper for me. He has to sign that he has collected it. Yes.
Well,
Get a piece of paper. Thank you.
then formally hand it over to him.
Okay, I would like to hand the NYSC certificate for Mr. Femi Falana to him. But well, his certificate is here. Is call up number OY/law/83/48516.
Thank you very much.
With all due respect, my lord. With all due respect, my lord. Mr. Femi Falana, you will sign for the certificate. But even then, I want to congratulate you for coming forward to get your certificate after 18 years of national service. But again, you see, I still want to advise Mr. Femi Falana because I served in the Youth Service Corps before you. I served 73, 74. Now, there is just one thing I want to sound to him. If you are in Oyo State and you have a stain on your shokoto, the proper thing to do is not to go to Sokoto to clean it, unless you want publicity. Now, we have given it to you here because of the immense respect we have for the commission. Otherwise, you were to come to our office and show us your identity card before we give it to you.
My Lord, my Lord, I want to thank this Honorable Commission for achieving this feat, which has taken me 18 years to achieve in vain. And I want to assure the Director that on Monday latest, I will send to him my identity card, which I have kept. Furthermore, sir, I also want to assure him that much as the fish loves water, it is not when it is hot. I don't enjoy publicity for the sake of it. But if we need publicity to make this society move forward, one has no regret. Thank you, sir.
That is on one aspect. There are so many other aspects.
We've already told you what to do about that you can't but suffer.
Counsel for Falana, is that the case? Yes, are you calling more witnesses? The case? The petitioner has been mandated, along with other civil rights groups, to supply to the Commission a write-up on 1, prison reforms, 2, various steps to be taken for the improvement of the machinery of the rule of law in Nigeria. When are you coming? When are you appearing before your groups? Counsel for the petitioner, for the commission, when are they coming?
The last day.
Oh, suppose they don't finish that day. It's field server. All right then. How many groups did they invite? 10 groups. Goodness gracious. You should have given them 2 or 3 days. Oh yes, that's all right then. So we expect the write-up when you people appear then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Then,
My Lord, sir, I have a matter which is parted, sir.
which one?
The Bagauda Katos case, sir. It's parted.
Number what?
1393, sir.
All right, that's what we're going to
Much obliged.
call now. Call petition 1393.
Follow, please. Petition number 1393. Mr. Meron Bagauda.
Petitioner present, my lord.
Petitioner?
Present, my lord.
Appearances, please.
Your Lordship and honorable members of the Commission, I most humbly announce my appearance for the Commission. My name is Mrs. Chinwe Uwandu. Mr. E.I. Akaka is appearing with me.
Any other appearances?
My Lord, I respectfully announce my appearance for the petitioner. My name is M.A. Nunge, and with me, my Lord, is Silvanus Tahir.
With profound respect, my Lord, G. Benovia for the State Security Service. Appearing with me is Salisu Kambo. I appear for Nigerian Police Force. My name is Nuhu Ribadu.
With the greatest respect, my Lord, Balai bin Allah, I appear for ACP Zachary Biu, and incidentally, I'm appearing for Major Hamza Al-Mustafa in this matter too.
May it please the court, I appear for the Independent Communications Nigeria Limited, the publishers of the news magazine. My learned friend, Mrs. Fumi Falana, appears with me. I also appear for myself, sir, because I was linked with this matter in Kano.
How far have we gone?
My Lord, the position now is that we received a letter from the State Security Service requesting that ACP Zachary Biu, who already testified during the Kano hearing, be recalled, my Lord. They would like to cross-examine him, and we have done so, my Lord. It may be a convenient starting point, my Lord, if it pleases my Lord.
Is he here?
He's here, my Lord.
Zachary Biu is here?
Yes, my Lord, he's here.
My Lord, I'm taken aback by this position. My Lord will remember vividly that when this matter came up in Kano, we were almost at the point of knowing the truth of this matter. My learned friend, Mrs. Nwandu, will bear me witness. There was a letter which we tendered in evidence, allegedly written by the SSS, under the hand of one A.A. Gadzama, if I can remember vividly. And it was agreed that, well, if this man we're all looking for and nobody says he knows his whereabouts, suddenly there is a letter from somewhere saying that the man who died in Kaduna is Bagalda Kalto. The most convenient starting point is that person. The SSS is aware that the man is not here, and they are trying to come back for cross-examination. We are available for cross-examination. But for us to make progress in this matter, the SSS need to take this matter a little bit serious by producing Gazama so that we can make progress in this matter, my Lord. Thank you very much.
Well, I think one step after the other, after cross-examining Zachary Due, then the next will arise. Now they want him for further cross-examination. That we cannot deny them. So let him be cross-examined. After that, then you can raise the point. Yes, Mr. Zachary Due or Chief, I don't know what.
As the court pleases, my lord.
My Lord, I'm speaking with all degree of responsibility. I know what is happening, and I hope I will be given the benefit of knowing what is happening. They have cross-examined Zachary Due. If they are further recalling him, we don't have problem. We don't have problem with that one. But my Lord, the most important thing is that it was mutually agreed. My learned friend Falana knows, he was there, that the starting point is not even to waste our time, because we were all saying they disappeared or somewhere. But somebody has said he knows this person. He has committed it in writing. He has signed. It was then mutually agreed that the man should be here. I stand to be corrected. Mr. Falana is here. So something is happening somewhere, my Lord, and very, very important that my Lord listen to us.
If something is happening somewhere, what's wrong with him being cross? For what is what? Let him cross-examine, then he gets out. Then you re-examine or you cross anything you like to do. Then that something will come out. We know what is going on. So can you come in and let them cross-examine? What is what? Go on. Either swear him or remind him he's still on his oath.
I want to remain on oath, my lord.
Mr. Zachary Due.
Yes, my lord.
You join the police. Inspector.
Yes, my lord.
You left in what